Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the channel. My name is Sky, and today we're going to talk about the Musketeer build in New World. Let's begin. The weapon loadout of this build is the Rapier and Musket, with the Rapier's primary focus being built around counterattacks and mobility, and the Musket's primary focus being around strong range damage with some area control. Let's move on to the basics. Let's begin with the basics of this build, starting with the Musket. The three abilities you're going to select with this build is Powder Burn, Traps, and Sticky Bomb. Powder Burn is amazing for consistent damage, while Traps and Sticky Bomb are great for keeping your targets controlled and away from you as much as possible and frustrating them to make poor decisions for you to take advantage of. A must-have skill to pick up with this build is Tactical Reload. The instant reload every 6 seconds is mandatory for dealing consistent damage to your enemy while being mobile at the same time. It's also very beneficial if you're expecting the hustle to have an almost permanent 10% movement speed buff. For even more damage, we are going to grab Backdraft for 12% damage increase on normal shots and weakened defense for the armor pen and stamina damage. Moving along to the Rapier. The three abilities we're going to grab is Evade, Riposte, and Flesh. Evade and Flesh help with damage as well as bringing immense amount of mobility, while Riposte is great for stopping an oncoming assault and setting up major burst with ability combos such as Sticky Bomb and Traps. Must-have skills for this build is Crescendo and Momentum. The extra damage from these two skills allows you to bring incredible pressure very quickly while keeping up mobility as well. The point of the Rapier is to counter, burst, and retreat away to make use of your quick shots from Tactical Reload. Let's move on to some advanced tips. Advanced tip number 1, land your Powder Burn shots. Powder Burn is a great damage ability while also applying a debuff to potentially increase your damage even more with talents like Empowering Weakness. Tip number 2, play around your traps and Sticky Bomb. Although heartbreaking to miss a trap, it isn't the end of that story. Against melee, prioritize rotating around your traps and forcing them to continuously move around it or accidentally having themselves run into it. Tip number 3, be patient with Riposte. So many times I see players immediately activate Riposte when a melee engages, and they simply wait for it to pass to punish the player in the process. I recommend to wait until the enemy is performing an attack chain, forcing them to make the crucial mistake of activating Riposte, and giving you the ability to set up some deadly combos. Tip number 4, use the Musket and Rapier in harmony. The Musket has very high single target damage as well as traps and bombs to keep melee at bay. So then when the melee finally arrive, they struggle to keep a hold of you with the high mobility, counter-attacking, and disengage from the Rapier. Going from making quick deadly attacks from the Rapier to in a split second being 15 meters away landing double shots with Tactical Reload makes this weapon combo a serious problem in PvP combat. Tip number 5, Scent of Blood is overpowered. I cannot tell you the amount of times this ability has saved me in PvP. Being able to heal from 100% of your damage dealt is massive and should be taken advantage of as much as possible. For some quick healing, you could land a trap and shoot the enemy twice, healing yourself for a massive amount of damage while dealing tons as well. Moving on to our final tip number 6, craft or buy if you are lower level, Calamity. This has to be hands down the best crafted weapon at level 20. With the gear score being a whopping 360, it offers a massive 17 dexterity and 2 passive buffs that are worth bragging home to your mother about. After crafting this weapon, you'll immediately see a huge DPS increase on all of your abilities and shots, and it is highly recommended to grab if you are below level 30. I want to thank you all for stopping by for this Musketeer quick guide. My name is Sky, I'm from the Comeback Kids, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.